Governments keep a lot of secrets, especially when it comes to military outposts or discoveries that the world isn't yet ready for. With the advent of mapping services and online forums, it's become easier than ever for civilians to share evidence and information about suspicious behavior. But still, the authorities refuse to acknowledge them. It's time to blow the lid off some, as we bring you the top 10 secret bases that officials won't admit exist.
Amazing!
Number 10. Site 9, Israel. In 2016, the Israeli Walla News website reported that the U.S. Army was constructing a secret missile base in central Israel to help protect the country against military actions such as long-range ICBM attacks from Iran, medium-range missiles from Hezbollah base in Lebanon, or short-range strikes by Hamas in Gaza. The plan was to staff the base continuously with American personnel, while having access to Israeli radar and computer systems. The presence of such a facility would have significantly strengthened Israel's position, but would be seen as an aggressive act by enemies. The Americans emphatically denied the reports, while their European command spokesman admitted that they maintained some limited infrastructure on existing IDF bases. He went on to say that the U.S. military is not building a missile base in Israel. Well, they obviously would say that even if they were building the base, so the mystery has only deepened, especially as the U.S. has been so integral to helping Israel develop their missile defense program. Number 9. Vitkur, Russia. Everyone's heard of Area 51, but have you heard of Russia's equivalent, known as Kapustin Yar, near the former town of Vitkur? It was the Soviet Union's highest security base, so much so that the nearby town was evacuated before it was built, and was home to their space program, amongst other things. Russia has a long history of UFO sightings, perhaps even in greater numbers than the US, and the Air Force has standing orders to shoot down any UFOs on sight. This is thought to have happened a number of times in the 20th century, with wreckage being taken back to a top-secret underground facility at Kapustin Yar for further study. Less than a year after the Roswell incident, radar operators at the base dispatched a MiG to investigate a strange cigar-shaped airborne object, with both craft crashing after the ensuing fight. This incident, along with a number of others, piqued the interest of U.S. authorities, who sent a U-2 spy plane to take images of the site. They detected runways, missile launch sites, unidentifiable buildings, and a series of strange geometric patterns on the ground, thought to be designed to attract UFOs. As such a top-secret facility, Russian authorities refuse to even admit its existence, let alone discuss what happens there. It might just hold all the answers that alien hunters have been looking for. Number 8. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio may look like any other military base from the surface, but according to reports, there's a whole secret facility beneath the ground that houses some of America's greatest secrets. A retired engineer who worked there for 29 years recently revealed in an interview that he was told about a network of secret tunnels beneath the base, within which the aliens recovered from Roswell were stored alongside numerous other extraterrestrial artifacts. As a focal point for alien research, strange phenomenon and sightings have occurred in the surrounding area, which only raises further suspicions about the activities taking place within. It wouldn't be unfeasible for the US to have a secret underground base like this, and it's not the only one. Off the coast of California, for example, it's thought that they have built an underwater base from where they conduct covert ocean surveillance by tapping communications cables that reach into the Pacific. Number 7. Dulce Base, New Mexico. New Mexico is world famous for its episodes with aliens. Aiding these suspicions is the claim that there's a secret base the government built underground that could have been the site of the first battle between humans and aliens. Thought to consist of a 7-story subterranean facility that was constructed by government engineers in 1979, the Dulce Base is said to be home to human-alien hybrids and advanced technologies. In a tell-all report released by one of the engineers involved in clearing the ground for the site, he says he came face to face with a tall, gray, stinky alien. From fear, he raised his pistol and shot it, which triggered a battle between the two sides. By the time things calmed down, 60 human soldiers had been killed, alongside a number of alien casualties. With a potential war starting because of an accident, it's perhaps no wonder that the government has denied the existence of this base ever since. Number 6. Area 6, Nevada. While Area 51 has attracted the attention of those searching for secrets, the truth is it could all be a misdirection, with the true testing facility in Nevada being at Area 6 instead. It was the base of operations for hundreds of nuclear tests between 1945 and 1992, but recent developments suggest more is happening here than meets the eye. The remote location and controlled airspace that is only 12 miles away from Area 51 makes it an ideal place to test new aircraft, and in 2005, a 5,000-foot runway with hangars was built, further increasing the site's operational capacity. Very little is known about what goes on here, with government officials refusing to even comment. Whether it's for testing latest drone technology, spy planes, or UFO hybrid designs, no one can be sure. The one thing that is certain, though, is something secret happens here, and the authorities definitely don't want you to know about it. Number 5. Underground mountain bases in North Korea. The North Korean regime is undoubtedly the most isolated on Earth, which makes it very difficult to know where they are hiding their secrets. While we know they have a mountain base where they test nuclear weapons and suspect they have developed vast quantities of chemical weapons, the US Army believes there could be as many as 8,000 bases hidden underground across the country. They know spy satellites and aircraft can take aerial images of the ground, so they disguise facilities to look like something else and hide vast underground networks beneath them. They're experts at building subterranean facilities and often use prisoners to carry out the work. It's even believed they have 84 tunnels that lead through the mountains to South Korea, allowing them to deploy vast numbers of troops and artillery at short notice should the need arise. They deny this, however, but the fact that South Korea has blocked 4 such tunnels in recent decades makes it seem they are up to far more than they are letting on. Number 4. Chinese military bases, South China Sea. China is beginning to flex its military muscles around the world, but in no place more so than the South China Sea, where the military is actually creating islands to host outposts and claim territory. It all stems from disputes in the region about who actually owns the waters. So rather than take the argument to an international tribunal, China has taken the matter into their own hands. Recent satellite imagery shows 3 bases of particular interest, called Subi, Mischief, and Fiery Cross Reefs. The images clearly show military bases, but so far China has completely denied the militarization of the sea. Their true intentions are yet to be revealed, but the sea is thought to contain vast amounts of valuable resources, and whichever country can legitimately lay claim to the area stands to make a fortune. Number 3. Camp Hero, New York. Somewhere within the woodlands near Montauk, New York, is the hidden U.S. Air Force base called Camp Hero. It was built during the Second World War with radars watching the Atlantic for incoming attacks, but in subsequent years it took on a darker role. Rumors of secret government experiments began to emerge, mainly involving mind control, LSD tests, alien communication, time travel, and child abduction. If this is starting to sound all too familiar, then it will probably come as no surprise that the stories about this place supposedly inspired the Hawkins Laboratory in Stranger Things. Camp Hero permanently closed in 1981, and this led to numerous accounts of kidnappings, forced drug taking, and even attempts at teleportation. While in operation, the base's radar would rotate every 12 seconds, causing animals to go crazy, headaches in local residents, and malfunctions with electronic devices. To this day, the government hasn't declassified the details of what actually took place there, but even years after its official closure, agents still patrol the perimeter to prevent people from getting too close. To make matters even stranger, it's in the local area that mysterious creatures have recently washed up, which makes you really wonder what is still going on. Number 2. The Ross Sea. In 2016, an international agreement was signed to create the world's largest marine reserve that covered 598,000 square miles of water of the Ross Sea in Antarctica, often referred to as the Lost Ocean, because it's one of the largest remaining untouched places on Earth. The reserve is designed to protect the flourishing communities of fish, seals, penguins, and whales that live in the waters. Or that's what the authorities would like you to think. The Ross Sea is also home to unexplained phenomenon, and has long been suspected to be the site of a secret base. The one outpost that is known about is the International Scott Base, which is a research facility close to the Ross Sea on Ross Island. This is also the site where Chinese authorities have decided that they want a base to be built to serve as their first air base in Antarctica, but someone might have beaten them to it. In recent years, massive wave anomalies have been detected emanating from the area, ones that don't fit with ocean formations found anywhere on Earth. These have led researchers to theorize that they can only be man-made. With this sea being a supposed UFO hotspot, and evidence of vehicles even being seen on Google Earth, it seems that the restrictions that have been put in place for visitors are more of a cover-up for something hidden beneath the waves, as opposed to being simply to protect marine life. Before I reveal the most outrageous example in this list, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to Be Amazed. We upload amazing fact-filled videos every day, so don't miss out on learning some amazing new information. Also, hit that bell icon for notifications on more amazing fact-filled videos. Number 1. Base 211, Antarctica. At the height of the Second World War, the Nazis scoured the world for weapons that could tip events in their favor. This led them to experiment with traditional weaponry, but also to investigate and search for paranormal and extraterrestrial alternatives. One place that particularly interested them was Neuschwabenland, or New Swabia, that is located on the Antarctic continent. If the theories are to be believed, they actually set up a base there within a mountain called Base 211. From here, they would be able to explore the region and its unusual greenery and vegetation that, by all understanding, should have been covered in snow and ice. While some thought the unusual climate occurs because of underground springs, there was a contingent that believed it was because of the remains of alien activity or even an opening that led to inner Earth. The Nazis ultimately failed in securing powerful technologies to win the war, but those who believe Hitler managed to escape Berlin during the fall of the Third Reich suggest that Base 211 could have been where he hid before moving to the warmth of Latin America. Base 211 has never been found officially, but the United States military sent a curiously strong expedition to scout the area in 1946, led by the noted polar explorer Admiral Byrd. The flotilla included a carrier, 2 seaplane carriers, 2 destroyers, 2 escort ships, 2 fueling ships, and a submarine. With so much firepower, it seems unlikely they would have devoted this resource to a mission of exploration. So it begs the question, what exactly did they expect to find there?